Okay, welcome to East Tennessee Weather Central, and this is a weather update. I want to put this into motion. You can see the rain approaching from the west, and I'll put it into motion there. You can see it coming up through Chattanooga, and this is 2 hours, so a little bit of rain. Let me zoom out here and see if I see some more. Yeah, zoom out, and there you can see the whole complex, the system coming up through East Tennessee. Fixing trying to come this way, so we're going to see some rain start to move in, probably later this evening. Some areas might get a little rain, like Knoxville, and then might get some at 10:42 next couple hours or so. So that is what the current radar looks like. Let me do something. Oh. Every time I start to record, this thing freezes up this weather software. It looks like it's closed up again unless it unfreezes. That's probably the problem. And it says my streaming health is good, so let's see if I can get this thing unload. Well, I'm gonna have to close this and reopen it, so it took another one of its spells to not work right. So if you just give me a second, let me fix this. It's because I'm recording, plus I've got a page open to see how the streaming is going. So apparently it doesn't like having all that stuff open at once. So, but oh well, we'll try it again. Okay, there's my screen, Windows screen. So let's try this again. What I was going to do is going to show the current temperatures of around the area. Get this thing back up and running. I'll show you. It does that when the GIS graphics flip out and start to change colors for some reason, and then it seems like the system freezes up. So it's back up now. I just gotta get time to load. As you can see, there's the radar, and you can see how it's not got the labels or nothing. That's the problem. That's what causes it to goof up a lot, is when it's trying to load that. So down here it says initializing GIS system. That's why. That's the only bad thing about this. It will goof up like that. You can see now it's finally getting the lines and stuff. So let's try this again. Okay. Now we already seen the radar, so I'm going to add the temperatures on there. And here's current temperatures across the state and across our area. I'll zoom in a little bit more to our area. Here's temperatures right now across our area, across East Tennessee. Let me fix this quality of this map again. I'm gonna have to see the background changing. I'm gonna have to change the background again because it does that. It flips out and then it goofs up the background. So I have to go back and reconfigure or readjust the background on this. I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on with that and try to get that fixed. Okay. Now here's the temperatures right now in that area. Let's see if I get this adjusted just to our area. And I can, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Just trying to get all the cities in there that's in this area. You see some of the cities pops off when I zoom out too far. So I'm trying to get them off. Let's try to see which ones got temperatures. Some of these temperatures, I don't know. Let me do it this way. Let me plot the temperatures myself. Make it a lot easier. Because this METAR service observations is only for these METAR stations. So it's not, they don't include everybody. So as soon as my little probe thing pops up here to where I can start laying numbers down, and I'll show you temperatures. And that's another thing, it's really bad about that too. So usually the little probe crosshairs pop up automatically. I can see if the wind pop up. I'll show you the wind here Hopefully it will pop up. Um, should be little arrows pop up here showing the wind. This is Storm Tracker, by the way, for East Tennessee Weather Central. I can't believe that's not going to pop up. Okay, here's 2-meter temperatures, but it ain't got no numbers. So, but if I turn these on, then it shows a few areas. You can see Boone's 55. This would probably be West Jefferson, O'Brien 55, 63. I was trying to plot the temperatures myself, so let me cut all this off and try my probe again. And the probe line is not popping up. Nope. Supposed to have a probe, little crosshairs pop up when I want to probe in on something. And apparently it's not. Well, let's switch this map to default and see if that helps. Sorry about this, I just have to keep switching this map until it figures out what it's going to do. So, okay, put the graphics on, maybe that will help. Now let's hit probe. Let's see. Nope, probe still ain't popped up. The map style, I like, I think it's this map style I like. Yeah, this will work. It's kind of a lighter color, so maybe that will help with resources too. So anyway, let's see if we can get the wind on there now. Still no wind. Current dew points. Let's see if they'll film it. Oh, there's my probe finally popped up, and you can see a few dew points is there. Okay, now, well, now my probe's not on there. It popped up for the dew points, but let me try a different style map here. Let's go with the Titan. It's a pretty neat map. It's just got kind of a green background, so. And if we do the temperatures, now see, here's temperature overlays. Here's that's not right. I know it's warmer than that. Surface analysis thing is kind of, it's kind of flipping out. Let me turn the national radar off, see if that helps. That them temperatures was not right. They're supposed to be, okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. When it said 30, I was like, what? I don't think it's in the 30s. Okay, let me see if I can zoom into our area only. Let me take a look here. Okay, zoom in just a little bit. Try to get every area covered if I can. There's Rome, Melton, Irwin, Big Stone Gap, Virginia, Pennington Gap. Trying to figure out here how to exactly place it. Oh goodness, this GIS system in this is really crappy. It's really, I mean, it's not really crappy. It's just a pain. You have to have a computer with a lot of memory, because it's a memory hog. What it is. This might help. Sorry about that. Let me do a little bit more adjusting here. And okay, I put a few more cities, so I don't know if that's a little too many or not, but that could be too many now. Anyway, let me click on the probes here and show you temperatures. Here's Mountain City, Damascus, Admin, Nicholsville, Pennington Gap, Gate City, Smeadville, Kingsport, Bristol, Johnson City, Roan Mountain, Irwin, Greenville, Rogersville, Boone, Jefferson, Lebanon, Hone Acre, there's Wise, Big Stone Gap, Harlan, Kentucky. Okay, that's got, it's got the biggest part of them covered. Anyway, there's the current temperatures, as you can see. I had to plot them because this thing gooped up and would not do the METAR is not, there's not enough METAR stations around to report, so I had to do it myself. So, and as you can see, this is the temperatures right now. This is the surface analysis, which means this is the temperatures right now. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's take the temperatures off. I'll leave the fronts on. We'll switch our radar back on. And we'll zoom back out and see where this rain is at. And currently, let's put this into motion again. And see all this rain moving up through the cities. Let's see. You can see it's coming up from the south. And it looks like it's moving from the south to the north, about northeast. So now let's take a look. Let's turn this off again. And I'm going to zoom back over here. And I'm going to do see if this thing loads my NAM. I've got this preset, I've got this preset to the model. So this is the NAM model. This is for 2 o'clock tomorrow. Whoops, I just changed the layer. I just changed it from wind gust. Well, let's talk about that, wind gust. Because there's a high wind warning in effect, so you can see the winds are going to get pretty gusty, especially in the mountains. Look at that, 47 mile an hour, 50, 60. Right in here, there could be some 60s down to Irwin. These places here. This is the model, by the way. Model forecast of the winds by 3 o'clock. This is tomorrow. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock. This is tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I just kind of give you an overview of the winds to expect tomorrow. Wind gusts in 40s, 50s. That's why they've issued a high wind warning. I'll show you that watching here in a minute. Let's back up. Go back a few hours. So let's go back. Okay, let's go back to. Let's go today. Talk about today. Winds ain't too bad. It's tomorrow. It's when the winds will kick in. There's 1 o'clock in the morning. The winds start to pick up. As you can see, a few scattered, pretty strong wind gusts. But then tomorrow, let's go about 7 o'clock in the morning. Here's what to expect about 7 o'clock in the morning. You can see some pretty strong, really gusty winds tomorrow. Along the mountains especially. There's down toward Gatlinburg, 70 mile an hour winds. So on top of the mountain there, so wouldn't be surprising. Here's 8 o'clock. Here's 9 o'clock. I'm showing you, this is the NAM 3K model, which is pretty good model because it goes hour by hour. This is hour by hour. So if you look at Irwin here, Irwin can see 60. This is, as you see in the right hand corner, model 423 and the time 10 o'clock. This is at 10 o'clock in the morning. You can see 65 up to 65 mile an hour winds in Irwin, according to the model. So no wonder they've issued a high wind warning, because it looks like the winds are going to get pretty good up there. Here's 11 o'clock in the morning. I'll switch models here in just a minute and show you the difference, each one the difference. So let me check on my okay, it's saying bad video. It's saying bad video settings. So is this recording or has it quit? No, I'm supposed to still be recording. I've got to figure this thing out. This thing is goofing up. Anyway, let's go back to the winds. I know it says bad video. I'll look at it later to see how it is doing. But now here's the winds for 12 o'clock tomorrow. You can see getting pretty gusty, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. Now let me show you. This is the Wrangler NAM. That was the NAM 3K. The Wrangler NAM is not gone too high. The GFS, there's one of the GFS models is too. There's a GFS 0.25, which is, that's what this in here is if it ever loads. I'm going to show you. And then there's a regular GFS. Here's the regular GFS. You know, I'm trying to get them to load, and I don't know if they're going to load wind gusts or not. What it looked like. How about 8 in the morning? 6 and load 8 in the morning. Well, they could be updating, might be why they. Okay, well that's what I mean. That's the wind you can expect. So let's just let me take this out. Let me go back. Okay, let me try to pull up the advisories. I want to show you advisories here. If I can find them. There it goes. Hit the advisories. Maybe these will pull up. I don't know. I have a lot of hard time with these advisories. Let me just space these cities just a little bit, because the more you got, the worse it is and the harder it is for something to pull up. So I kind of trying to space them out here. I'm sorry about zooming in real fast and stuff. So, but I can show you the Storm Prediction Center outlook, which this is general thunderstorms. That's all that is. Probabilistic, so they don't have no category for that. You go day 3, it just moves over to our area for general thunderstorms. These are not severe, by the way. None of these are severe. Only severe weather that you're going to see is day 1 is down here along, which is a marginal risk for the southern states. But other than that, the system coming in, we will not see no severe weather. It's going to be mostly rain, and I will show you that right here. Excessive rainfall outlook. As you can see, it's going to be mostly rain, and our watch and the advisories has pulled up finally. So here's the advisory: special weather statement, wind advisory, high, I think it's flood watch. Flood watch for, looks like for Asheville, Hendersonville, Marion, Spruce Pine. Over that way, they've issued a flood watch until 23rd at 7 o'clock. High wind warning has been issued for the mountains. Of course, that's where the worst winds will be. From 9:40 today till 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. the 24th. So not tomorrow, not Monday, but Tuesday. So that's the high wind warning in effect for these areas here that you see highlighted in the red. But this would include the Camp Creek area, by the way, in Greenville. And this will include like Roan Mountain and Unicorn. Now down here we got wind advisory, which I would say these here will probably pop up over here pretty soon. The National Weather Service probably issue down here for us too. I'd say maybe even a flood watch. I don't know. I don't think we're supposed to get that much rain though. Now let's see the special weather statement for Nashville in these areas. Let's pop up and see what it says. Okay, they're talking about the gusty winds could be between 30 and 35 mile an hour. So yeah, they might, you know, National Weather Service in Morristown might issue something like that here later on. Depends on how the winds pick up. Okay, so that's the advisories. So that finally popped up. Let's see if I can get them to cut off now. Oh, there we go. Usually I have a problem getting them to cut off, but they worked pretty good that time. Now we'll go back to the precipitation forecast. Here's the, as you can see where the heavy rain is going to be. This is for day 2, 24 hours. This is day 1. So we're really not in the real heaviest stuff is back here. Especially down here. They're expecting to get a lot of rain down here. Actually, I think I can probe this. Nope. These are one of the maps I can't probe, so I can't actually show you the how much rainfall there will be. So let's go back. Now let's go back and see if the models will work. Let's go back to the. Okay, here's the GFS finally working. So this is the GFS 0.25, and what I'm showing you is the wind gust. And I can probe this, and you can see the winds 37 mile an hour, 35. About 2 o'clock in the morning, the 23rd. Here's 5 o'clock, the 23rd. 5 o'clock in the morning, we'll check spot. That is Tuesday. This is Tuesday morning. You can see the winds 37 mile an hour. So the winds are going to. Each model is showing the winds getting pretty gusty. Here's the regular GFS. Here's the NAM. Let's go flip through. Now, the NAM's a little stronger on the winds right through here, as you can see, 40, 50 mile an hour winds. This is at 11 o'clock Tuesday morning. So let's go back to in the morning. Actually, it looks like the winds will increase later tomorrow. No, yeah, no, later tonight. It looks like the winds might start picking up after midnight tonight and increase tomorrow. So let's go at 7 o'clock in the morning. Here's what to expect. Here you can see the winds 7 o'clock in the morning, 40 in the 40s at least, 30s and 40s. So winds will be pretty breezy. Here's the NAM 3K. It's a little more detailed. It goes a little bit more detailed. So let's zoom in here just a little bit more because it's got more reds. It's forecasting 30s. Up here 50s. These reds you see is 50. The pink and purple are getting up there 60, 70 mile an hour winds. So even up in Kentucky, Harlan expecting a 47 mile an hour wind. So and here's the HHR, which I don't think it goes. It only goes to 3 o'clock in the morning in the morning. So and it's a little bit more fine tuned. So you can see it's showing pockets of pretty gusty winds at different areas, like especially down here in Greenville. I can zoom into Greenville and show you like Kemp Creek down in this area. Look at these wind gusts, 57 mile an hour. So yeah, Kemp Creek is going to be one of the areas that will actually, if I turn the spacing up on the cities, I could probably actually show you Kemp Creek. At 6 o'clock in the mornings, anywhere the winds are going to be gusty. Here's the reflectivity of RAP, the RAP model showing the reflectivity. As you can see that rain approaching. And here's the NAM 3K like I had, showing the wind, rain approaching. There might be some, can't really say a thunderstorm, or it might be like a regular thunderstorm, either thunder and lightning. Of course, gusty winds. There's always usually gusty winds with a thunderstorm. You might see that, but these definitely will not be no severe. The main problem will be the gusty winds. Will be the winds that's going to be pretty gusty. So that would be the main concern. Looks like because winds looks like they're going to get up pretty good. They're going to get up pretty gusty. So if you get anything outside that's loose or anything, you better make sure you kind of fasten it down, because next day or two it's going to be, winds are going to get gusty. And here I can show you, this is the model showing the winds at the surface. This is a little bit more detailed. This is 10 meters. This is a little bit above the surface, so it's really next to the surface. So it's a little bit more, it's a little bit more detailed. As you can see, it's showing the winds getting up there pretty good. And if we go into like 2 o'clock tomorrow, what's the day? 22nd. I don't even know what day I'm at. Yeah, 22nd tomorrow. You can see the winds, especially mountains, showing them getting pretty gusty. But one thing to point out here: these are models. They don't know for exactly sure how strong the winds are. They use data, and they're kind of figuring that's what the winds are going to be. And this is 12Z run. This is one of the better model runs. So you hear them talk about models all the time, and that's what it is. It's the 12Z. I put radar back on. 12Z run, and it's, as you can see, this loop. I've got it looping. That's where the rain's at right now. The models, as I was saying, the models are not perfect. They don't know exactly what the winds are going to be that strong, so they're just kind of giving you an overview of what to expect. So don't take these models for like a, well, as they said, a dose of salt, because they're not exact. I mean, yeah, are they going to be gusty winds? Yeah. How strong are they going to be? Well, they could be 30 or higher. The models are indicating winds 30 or greater. But do you know for sure they're going to be that? No, you don't. So just a point there to point out that you can't always trust the model data. It's kind of reliable. The localized models, like the NAM 3K, the NAM, the HRR model, they're more compact, you might say, more localized. The WRF models, they're pretty compact. I'll show you one of them. I'll show you the, let me turn radar off. And I'll show you the WRF reflectivity. You know, they're a little bit more accurate than GFS limbs. The GFS is made for like long range and all that good stuff. So, but any of them, you just can't, you know, you can't just go buy any of them for sure. I mean, it's not a for sure thing. So it's you know, just a heads up to how the gusty winds could get. So we're just saying, you know, the winds could get gusty. That's why the National Weather Service issued a high wind warning. They seen something that prompt that, you know, that they feel like that the winds will get high enough to have that warning. So that's why they issued a high wind warning. They think they looked at something and thought, well, you know, the mountains are going to get pretty gusty winds, so we better issue a high wind warning because the winds are going to get pretty high up there. So they take several things into account too when they do that. So they've seen the scenario before, so that helps them. So they kind of know, and they knowledge about the model. So they don't really, I mean, you can't really trust any model per se, but you know, most of them is pretty good at indicating, you know, this is going to be this or that. So that's why they do that. And see, you can see here, I'm showing you here high wind. This is a high wind model of a WRF, which is more resolution. They've kind of zoomed in. Excuse me. They've got more. It's got a higher resolution, so it can see more stuff, like on a mesoscale or mesoscale, which is, you know, smaller localized scale. So I guess is the best way to say it. So that's what that is. But I thought I'd give you a brief overview. Thanks for watching. Check our website out at East Tennessee Weather Central, and I will be doing more live videos later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.